Welcome back to another episode of The Boring Show. This is part 3 of the full stack Dart mini-series that I've been working on with my guest, Simon Lightfoot. Love him, hate him, that's up to you.
Thanks.
Yep. And I love him though, because Simon, thank you. He understands networking, and we resolved whatever it was giving us trouble at the end of the last episode. Simon, my screen is up. You want to walk everyone through what we did?
Yes. So I think this should be visible to everyone right now. I assume it is. Anyway,
in theory.
Serverless VPC access. So basically, if you pop back to Cloud Run.
Well, so we first, I think the IP address that we did here, and then we'll show how we linked it to Cloud Run.
So, first of all, when we ended the last episode, we did actually realize the Redis server is on a different region, so we want to make sure it's on the same region.
Right.
Not required, but easier for the networking side of things. And then what we've done here is we create a serverless VPC.
And this has, where is even an interesting thing here? What a mess.
Just if you pop back to where we were,
yeah, sure.
the serverless VPC access, you want to create what's called a VPC connector. And what this does is a little node that connects the parts of the service together. I won't go into the read up about it. The documentation is there. And then if you go back to Cloud Run, what you need to do
Cloud Run
is
server.
Yeah, and hit edit. See under connections, you can then choose VPC connector and choose whatever you named your connector.
We picked the one.
And in this case, we're only routing the internal IP traffic through the connector.
Yep.
So this is because Redis is sitting on a 10 range IP address, so 10.1 whatever is an internal network. That's how all of your VPC, your cloud services have their own private network.
Yep. And then we redeployed, and of course it worked the first time. But now it's working, and so we have running, connecting to the actual Cloud Run instance, the app working. And this means that we are ready to graduate to our next adventure.
Aha, what is our next adventure?
Well, some time ago, I gave a talk at Flutter Vikings, a great Flutter community event, and publicized here somewhere, about making a game in Flutter. And I collaborated with a guy, Puff, some of you may know him from the Firebase team. Actually, he's been on this show. I think many of you will know him. And we made this collaborative maze escape game. And we used one of the Firebase products, real-time database. And it was pretty fun. Basically, every connected player was controlling the same character and trying to get them out of the maze. And every connected character is entering movement commands, and they're all being honored. And then the character would just kind of fly all over the place and overshoot constantly, and that was the purpose. But
the idea is that when you press one key on one computer, the dot will move on another, so they're connected.
And when both people press left, because they both see you need to move left, it will move two to the left. So that was the game, and it was pretty fun. And it used it used Firebase's product, real-time database, which is the faster version of Cloud Firestore.
And that does what we're kind of doing now with WebSocket, it does the communication.
Right. The last 2 episodes have basically been replicating that in a full stack Dart environment. So what we thought we might do is take a stab at porting the Multimaze app from that talk to this new full stack Dart environment.
It's not going to go wrong at all, is it?
No, of course not.
Let's find out.
Yeah. So, as a start, let's review the state of the code in the Multimaze app and just kind of lay out for ourselves what we even need to do. And we're not going to change anything about the UI. None of the rendering is going to change at all. There's this one function where Puff put all of the network logic for talking to the server, receiving movement updates, parsing those, and we're just going to replace this with stuff that talks to our Dart server.
So I was going to say, so we've got this Firestore database that we can.
Oh, yeah, right here.
We can just remove that. We don't need that anymore.
We are going to need it. We are going to need. Where is the cursor? Do you see a cursor? There we go. So we're going to need to add some packages about WebSockets that we didn't.
The same client one from the Flutter app.
Right. Which was
WebSocket channel, I think.
Yeah. So we'll add package, WebSocket channel. And that should pop down in the dependencies. Nice, there it is. Save this. Who knows if the versioning will work on this? Hey, good stuff. Now we're back.
So if you pop over to the Flutter app, we can grab out the initialization stuff.
Oh, the other thing, yeah, right.
We only have 3 projects on the go at once. This is not complicated.
Okay, so we're gonna need this line of code, copy, and let's minimize this one for now.
Let's take the late channel.
Oh, I haven't pasted this yet. Of a primitive clipboard. I'm just gonna put all the things up here and we'll put them in the correct spot in a second. Where did you come from? Oh, this is the actual framework. Okay, now we're back here. What was the thing? Late channel? Yep,
yeah.
Need that.
So that'll be replacing our Firebase database.
And then we'll have to import you. But this is all going to go in like init state or something.
We have this init function right here. We should
it seems promising.
Do what we want.
And so we copied that. Oh, we're kind of ready.
And
things keep showing up. This is amazing.
And the listener here, right?
Yeah, all that's for sure. Okay, so a lot of these things are going to go here, and now we definitely grab all of this, and in you go. So the socket URL, we're going to be back to localhost for a minute.
Yeah.
So we'll just go with const socket URL equals not secure localhost at 6379.
Nope, 88.
Good call.
Not Redis.
Yep.
And then /ws.
/ws?
For the path at the end.
Oh yeah, we did do that. Yeah.
Because the router.
Yep. Yeah, of course not the Redis port in the client. The client has never heard of Redis. Never heard of them. So we have...
It's all right playing second base here because I just get to oversight.
Yeah, the role of Copilot is
it's a lot easier.
Yeah. Okay, so we are now ready to actually probably pop back over to the server and start defining what the data should look like. What do you think?
What do we actually need for this?
Right.
So we've got this connected, which we don't care about.
Yeah. So
that's about real-time database, right?
Yes. So this was just our connection to the real-time database, and then this was a player count.
So we can just delete that.
We're probably not going to replicate either of these today. We'll just do movement. So here, this was watching the position.
So we're sending a map.
We're getting maps back. Yeah, value snapshot. Yep.
So if we keep all of this state code the same, and all we need to do is if you just replace the listener here with the one from above.
Oh, I like that. Let's put this in a method and then just call that method. How about that?
Sure.
So this will go down to here, I believe. This will go down in infamy. Void on event. And what did I? Oh, nice. Copied the right.
So the parameter's dynamic. So we're going to have to. We know it's going to be a string.
We do know it will be a string.
So we'll do JSON.decode and just treat it as a raw map.
Yep. So our data here will be final data equals
JSON.decode.
JSON.decode.
Lowercase JSON. It's a global export from the Dart convert package.
Yeah. Import Dart convert. Oh, look at that.
Yep.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
And this is the event.
Yep.
Okay, so now we have data, and as long as the data is the same.
Is that it for the client? Am I? So we're going to get the event. It's going to process the event.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put that. We need to put the on event handler. If you go up, we need to add this function into here.
Oh yeah, and listen. So this is on event.
No, you don't need this one. Junk that one. It's this listener here.
Oh yeah, thanks.
I'm backseat coding here. This is
very helpful, honestly.
Sure.
So on event.
You can just replace the entire handler.
Yeah, little tear off. On event. So we are not matched
because this is dynamic.
Yeah.
And then we'll have to cast it. If you just put dynamic there.
I don't want to.
Oh, you can if you want.
Okay.
And then just add string.
Okay. That seems pretty good.
This red for the types is really throwing me for red for me is error like in my IDE. So
yeah, those same things for you are.
Yeah,
I can't figure.
I'm not
out.
a different
Orange.
Yeah.
All right. So now we also need to look at where we send data, because that needs to go on to the channel as well. So that was not in parse maze. We don't care about any of that. Send. Here we go. A movement command is coming in.
Okay.
What do you got?
No. I'm just going to think. So what we'll end up doing is changing the server just to relay. So whatever you send from a client is just relayed out to everyone. So this is very similar, but we're not going to treat it as a command. So we'll take the increment we'll remove the increment command from the server and just replace it with spritz all the clients with the data that we receive.
Yeah, well, kind of, because what will replace the increment is actually persisting the move.
Right.
So we'll need to do some analog of it. So this is where all of our game state logic that we just kind of scrolled past, of course, that's not going to change.
XY moves last week.
Yeah, so this kind of becomes, let's just copy this real quick. And this is client. No, what's the variable name?
Channel.
And one of the letters, right?
Sync.
Channel.sync, yes.
And then we'll do a JSON.encode straight afterwards, and it's done.
Yeah. Oh, and this wraps the whole thing, right?
Yeah. At encode.
And type void. Oh, what?
No, what? Use of void result.
Encode is void?
No,
that's definitely a string. What are you talking about? Do I have like bad parentheses or something?
Oh, you know what? Apparently, yes.
Oh, it was just from the catch error. Must have changed.
Yeah. We don't know yet because it's not a future, so you don't have to catch error.
Yeah.
Right. Also, the server value increment needs to be changed to 1. The problem here we're going to have
this was
that this is what the Cloud Firestore does. It will increment automatically, and this is updating
well, we can just...
This is game state, right?
Yeah. So we actually don't even need this key at all, I don't think. Because we'll just run an increment on the server.
Sure.
Right? Anytime this whole move comes in, we'll just run an increment.
Let's just change it to 1.
Okay.
Let's just change it to 1, and then we'll work out. Let's come back to this.
So this wasn't an increment, though, right? Because that was server.increment.
It's how many moves, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm just trying to work out here is this is global state. So this each time we receive something in from a client, we'll have to go to Redis, fetch that state, increment it, and bring it back to Redis and publish it.
You're talking in the server code.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I agree. And I think we're ready to switch to that.
Yeah. All right. Let's give it a go.
So I think I minimized that window.
Am I connected still?
Here you go. Now you have permissions. Let me do the old followerino. Okay, can you scroll? I'm in server.dart. You are too?
Yep.
All right.
All right, it's working. So as we just said, we're receiving JSON now as a string, so that's fine. We'll print that off. And instead of incrementing counter, we'll probably want game state?
So why don't we strip, I think we should basically gut most of this behavior and just kind of start fresh. Because we have a whole map that we need to think about, and I think we should think about it from a blank slate.
Well, I'll say yes, but actually it's just that, right? Because publish, we're still going to want to do publish, and we can just call this update state.
Okay.
As we said, we don't need counter. We know that now. And then, message increment, we'll just get rid of that. It's always going to be, that was just us showing you how to run commands earlier. So, yeah, so this will then become, we don't have to, do we do it?
What are you thinking?
We fetch the state from Redis using a get.
Yep.
We JSON decode it.
Yep.
We take the moves that we're sending from the client.
Apply them.
Yep. And write them back to Redis.
Sounds good.
This is obviously going to be problematic because it's not a transaction, but we're gonna ignore that.
Okay.
For now.
So that's where I was going to say we could pull move out and have it be a separate thing that we actually use the increment command on, and then bundle it back up when we send it back to the client, or we can ignore it.
Just don't worry about it for now.
Okay.
Let's just get doing the thing with the client. I think that's the first step, and then see how much time we have. All right. So what do we want to do? We want to fetch the data. We have a get down here.
Yeah.
What we call it? Game state.
Sounds good.
Is it case sensitive?
Probably.
Let's do safe. And then this will be a JSON string.
Mm-hmm. Code. I'll toss you a dart.convert at the top.
You took over.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, because I'm following you and you're following me.
Oh no, that's not what we wanted. Okay, well,
That's all right.
that was poor. Won't do it again.
Where are we?
I'm not.
Yeah.
Hands off.
Right.
Simon, take the wheel.
Okay, so we've got a dynamic data value at the moment. So we'll just say as map. This makes it.
That one's case sensitive.
Yeah. Thanks. so then we'll just so with the message coming in, it's also the data coming in. So what we've actually got here is this is game state. Let's make sure we're named correctly.
Yeah.
Game state.
Raw.
Yeah. This is exactly what I was thinking.
Nice.
Yeah. So we'll game state raw, and then on the input we'll say we got message. We'll just say message state. I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna have to deserialize that.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Why does it look
add string?
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's dynamic. It's casting it, but be safe.
Okay.
Okay, so now we want to take our message state moves. I mean, it could just be one, but we'll let the client decide that. Just I don't know. It doesn't matter. We've got the code in there, so. And then we'll take,
Brave. You're letting the client decide anything.
yeah, right. Like
Very brave.
plus equals.
Woo!
And then we'll write that state back with, is it set?
I think so.
And then we'll need to
The game state.
game,
State.
and the value is the next one, and that'll be JSON dot
Encode.
encode game state.
Yes.
So what we were saying earlier about this was the
Oh,
fact,
we also have to apply the X and Y.
oh, they incremented as well. They just set,
Well, they're...
because that didn't look to me like that was doing that.
There's something, but we at least have to set. So I'm going to switch back on my end to the app code. So yeah, new location X and Y. This has been figured out somewhere else.
But that's doing an update, right? So this is looking at what the move count is, does it?
Yeah, so what came in was some move command. And let's remind ourselves how this even works. Oh, so we basically just have a fancy enum coming in up, down, left, or right.
Right.
And then that gets applied to the old location and turned into a new location.
Right.
And then we do a little validation.
And we will just take those for the last move,
So
and so we just need to.
We need to save them, but not add or subtract or anything.
Yeah. All right.
So I'm switching back to server code.
So we're just gonna do this. I'll be honest with you, everyone. Like, you should make a nice model podo, whatever, plain old Dart object with a to JSON from JSON and do this
On the server as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and
But
then,
the whole point of doing this is to like share code and stuff.
I
but-
do think another point we haven't mentioned is that you can have, we've done this to multiple packages here, but you can do a common package, put your model objects in that, and then you can share
them
it
both,
on
yeah.
your client and server, which is one of the powerful things you can do with this. So is it X?
Yes. Message state X, yep. And
And
Y.
I do not know the duplicate line, so this is how we cheat with a mouse. Oh,
How barbaric.
how barbaric of me. Right, X, Y, and then it was the last move.
Yeah. And that was, I think, camel case, yeah.
Okay, so that's gonna, we receive a new update from the client using the client one. That's gonna
Apply all the things.
get the state, apply the state, write the state back, and then we've got publish here, update state, and then what we've got that, if I go down here, Well, this is going to be update state. I think it's one. I called it right. Update state. Yeah. So when we receive this message is going to be the new. We're going to ignore that message because we're going to get the value we called game state, and then that's just going to send it out to all the clients because it's just a string at that point. We don't have to JSON decode it because it's
Correct.
a string in Redis.
String to string. Yep.
Is that it?
Couple things. We need to point ourselves back to localhost.
Yeah.
So let's say const Redis or Redis IP, I guess.
Host.
Yeah, Redis host.
Ideally, you'd put you use the Cloud DNS to put a host name. That way, you don't have to keep changing your code when your IP addresses change.
Mm-hmm. So Redis host will now go in this spot and here. And there's a chance that this will work. Let me start the Multimaze game while we chat, because there is some more interesting stuff afoot. So while this is building, one thing that we haven't yet duplicated and is outside the scope of this episode, but we only have client-side validation.
Right.
So you can move outside. The client will prevent you from doing something ridiculous, but a malicious user could very easily cheat right now because we've just stepped away from all of the server-side validation that was wired up in real-time database rules.
Right.
Puff is kind of a wizard at basically enshrining an application in your rules. Oh, install. Oh, this is fairly old and may. So what we're going to do.
I mean, what did you actually type?
I think I just
because
ran
this is. Oh yeah. So if you delete the Mac OS X directory and then.
Oh, so we got to go into. Oh, also. Oh no, yeah, no, this is still fine. We're going into Multimaze UI.
I'm just wondering if we should look at the server and just see a comparison of what the server is currently doing.
In terms of the
JavaScript code. Just to see if we're matching the behavior. Because have we. Let's run it and see.
Yeah, we aren't, but only in
the connecting stuff.
In validation.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
Oh, in the connections, but we totally punted on that for now.
So yeah, I mean, what we just said, we just took in that, we assumed the message was JSON, right? And any of those, we would try catch around that kind of processing of the client side information. Any error, we just push back, disconnect that client or push them back,
Multimaze UI is not a valid Dart package name. The
it's
surprises keep rolling in.
because it's got a hyphen.
But how did this work before? Oh, it's just called Multimaze. So, it thinks the name of the folder is the name of the package.
Yeah, by default. Yeah, so if you do dash name.
Okay.
And then Multimaze. Yeah.
Gotta type it right.
What was the name? Yeah.
I didn't type it right.
No, it's saying can't find option name.
Oh, Flutter.
It might have to be before the dot. No.
You're sure it's name?
No, not anymore.
Not
anymore. It's probably that project or something. No, org. Hey, scroll down. There was org. Description. Project dash name. Of course.
Okay, so we're rebuilding the macOS folder.
So that's going to.
One thing I noticed, we were running this not even from the correct depth in the folder hierarchy. We may not have needed to do that. Don't tell anyone. Now we'll do Flutter run because we're actually in the correct folder in the terminal.
Do you have to do -d macOS?
-d macOS. One of us is alive here. Okay, so it's building.
It's
same here.
Okay, so.
Oh wait, there's Firebase core stuff. We don't even want that anymore.
Did you delete the Mac OS X directory?
The what?
The Mac OS X folder inside of the Multimaze UI.
Oh yeah, I did that, and I ran Flutter create again.
One of us is paying attention.
Well, you were talking about something. So so I think we probably just have like incompatible Firebase versions or some such, and the whole point of this is to explore a non-Firebase option.
So if you dart pub get, and we'll see if we have any Dart analysis errors.
Well, Flutter pub get, right?
Sorry, yeah.
So we're out of the server land. Okay.
Okay, and do we have any errors?
Well, not yet. Oh, we have some lint. Oh no. Oh yeah. Okay.
So just
goodbye.
Nuke them.
Good.
Just nuke the
comment you out.
Yeah.
Bye.
Delete everything.
Yeah. Delete the whole code base.
Oh, that's just a registered plugin that should be rebuilt anyway.
Oh, where? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. When is that rebuilt?
When you build Flutter run, we'll update.
And one last. Whew. Search and destroy. Was that one error that I just
Okay, it's
ignored?
doing pod install, so that's
I
good.
didn't use import. Okay, whatever.
That's yeah, because that's the local file.
Yeah. So it is still a valid Dart import, even though in that file is nothing.
While that's doing that, do we want to redeploy the server?
Oh, very, very aggressive.
It's,
Very bold.
I'm just thinking that this might take 5 minutes because
Yeah.
it's a fresh project.
All right, let's redeploy. So this is the server.
So yeah, that's
And-
running on the right. It's running local host. Don't you want to do local host?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking we'd do
Oh
first.
yeah, okay, all right. Well,
All right, so
Dart,
then
Dart run.
server.
Yeah. We definitely don't have it running elsewhere. Oh,
No, don't remember where that came from.
that's the serialization from the Redis customized Redis package. Don't worry, ignore that.
Okay. So back to the app. Oh.
Oh, because the app. If you go into the app go. Oh no, you delete the Mac OS X folder.
Yeah, I did.
Symbols not available for architecture x86 64. Do you want to try deleting again? Oh, do a Flutter clean.
Flutter clean.
Do you reckon it's got temporary files from the previous Mac build?
Yeah. But my architecture didn't change. I'm not
No,
on
but it's
an
probably
M1.
like it's got some symbols for
old
Firebase,
Flutter.
and then it's trying to scooch them together. Can you just check the pods? No, the pod spec has been recreated. The pod file's been recreated, right? When you delete the entire Mac OS.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Just try it. Should
So
build.
flutter pub get, so it can get rid of all the squiggles. Great, and big money, big money, big money.
We'll see. We'll see.
Last time we said that, we lived to rue the day.
Touch wood.
What's this? What do we do?
Touch wood.
Oh, yeah, right. I always say knock on wood. You know, you can like really make that sound like wood. You kind of go like, sound like a hollow note.
Just slightly disturbing, but it's fine.
Yeah, your head can do it too. Don't act high and mighty. So,
Okay.
it's building. Any thoughts, Simon? Okay, we got to null the thing. That's fine.
Oh, that's because Flutter 3 changed the scheduler bindings.
Right. And we have an old plugin. That's fine.
Press some arrows. Does it move?
Sure doesn't.
Yeah.
So,
What do we do? This is good.
okay. So WebSocket doesn't love us. Why not?
Operation not permitted because we need to put the entitlements back in.
Ah.
The client
Oh, yeah.
entitlement. Because you go into localhost.
Very smart of you. Are we in the correct thing? We aren't, but we can be by going to Multimaze, UI, Mac OS, clickety click,
And then the project runner,
and
signing and capabilities, and the little tick
yes,
box
I do
right
want you
there.
to be able to be a functioning app. Yes, that
Yeah.
would be nice. And then we
That's
have
it.
to rebuild the whole thing.
Yeah.
I presume.
You should just.
Be faster this time.
We say it now. So if you run that twice, then you should see also the dot move on the other one as well.
There was an
Oh, no,
error.
what now?
What's going on here?
Class int has no instance method square brackets.
So I think we've got
On event maze.
Yeah, we must just have some lingering kind of.
It's trying to connect to the server, and the server's returning counter. It's returning an integer for the counter still.
Oh,
I
we
reckon that's what
didn't
it is.
make
Hang
that
on.
change.
Am I controlling? Are you controlling?
Oh, you can you drive.
Yeah, look, there you go, counter. Right, so we actually want game state. Whoa, what happened there? Right, I've lost it. There it is. That's it.
Okay.
Go for it.
Save. So we'll restart the server, and just hot reload the app, which is Shift R from the command line. And now back here. Oh, more boo boos.
Well, it's now going to be null.
Ah.
So we need to, on the client side, if it's
Null, we have to instantiate a kind of dummy. Well, that should come from the server.
the server should probably read that value and set the default.
This is all.
Should we just
Things are deeply convoluted right now.
let's just have the client write a value.
Yep. So this comes in from, this was in the listener.
On the listen.
On event.
So if event is a null string.
And we found out that that's the letters NULL.
So somewhere this dynamic event value is being interpreted as a string.
This is what we need to write. Amazing.
The Redis author, or the client author, needs to look into that. Anyway, cool.
Yeah. So we can kind of say else here, I guess, and then bring this up, and you just won't be final anymore. You'll be map of string dynamic.
Can you take the object that we already have?
Yeah,
State.
use that as a structure.
We already have state.
What's happening?
State is already initialized with the initial value. We then copy with. So JSON, just do state dot to JSON maybe.
It's like number of moves. Let's see.
Oh no, it's a different. Oh, sorry, I thought it was the same model. It's not. It's not.
Yeah.
Ignore me.
Well, we know if we just plummet through the same things.
Make a basic map and just chuck it across.
Basically, what we send.
That. Yeah. Copy that with some default same values.
So now we'll go back to here. And the location for X is, ready to count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Elegantly done.
You sure you're not going to have enough by 1 error?
I am not sure at all. Did I start with 1 or 0?
I have no idea.
Does
it 0 indexed? 20, yeah.
I think it was 0 indexed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I started with 1, so 9. This is high class stuff. And the last move here is a string, so whatever.
Does it matter? Does it interpret the string as a date
No,
time?
I think it just showed it here, last command.
Okay, we'll put the word none.
Sure. Oh boy, I hope.
Okay, so that's.
Wait, no, this isn't going to be right.
What?
I think it's going to be null. I think that's what we should put.
Okay. Now, that's going to interpret that as. So you need to, on the end of JSON decode there, you need to as map, right? And just as map, and then put parentheses around the entire thing. And then at the end do dot cast.
Yeah, for string dynamic.
Yeah. Done. Because that would complain about the typing. So when you're coming from dynamic, you always want to enforce types as soon as possible and then get dynamic out of your way.
We didn't change anything on the server just now, right?
Pass. We did change the initial game.
Present.
Did you restart?
Was
you
that
did restart. No, you did restart that. It should
Since
be fine.
then. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it's gone because it's rebuilding. Math checks out.
We need that like drum roll sound effect. Oh, okay, it's started up.
Oh, the stack trace does still exist.
What have we got now? Missing plugin exception. For what?
Oh, hopefully the
Web. Okay.
wait. Simply no implementation found for channel.
Speech to text.
Oh yeah, we don't care about that right now.
Just drop that bit of the code.
Pub spec. This really has not proven to be the.
Drop the package. See what errors. Drop the imports. Speech to text.
Right. Oh, there we go. Okay. I was clicking the wrong button. Speech to text. Very good. Now we do another Flutter pub get. Oh, it's doing it in the server. It works on this one. Errors, a couple of them. Goodbye. Oh, again, yeah, you're the registered thing. You'll be rebuilt. Same. Yeah. Still the same file.
Speech manager. Yeah.
Right. And then the speech manager.
Make all the functions know what. Just
yeah.
Delete the instance and make the functions know what. Just return you can do future, make async. Yeah, that'll do.
Okay, you're fine. You now.
You just delete it. Comment out the entire function that's not been used.
Oh, it's private. Yep. And same. And don't stop. All right. Seems like a winner.
Okay.
And now we just have a bunch of unused imports, which I can live with.
Well, yeah, that should still work though. Oh, you removed the.
We don't have any fatal errors.
No, I mean you removed the pub spec, so it'll consider an import with no file. What? I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, I'm not sure what error you're anticipating.
If you're importing a file from a package you've removed, the package is no longer accessible. So it'll...
Oh, I deleted that.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah. That was just surfaced in the stuff here.
Oh, the generate plugin. Okay, yeah.
Wait, is huh? Okay, whatever. CD macOS. Pod install.
Do you have Flutter run still running somewhere?
I don't think so. I'm not aware of it. Pod install complete. There's going to change something.
Oh, because we changed the dependencies, so it removed the native iOS plugin for the speech to text. Whatever.
Where Control R goes wrong. Okay.
Changing working directory? Oh, you're in the iOS folder. Are you?
Oh, I meant to go back, but I screwed it up. Simon, I'm screwing up everything.
It's working though.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
it moved.
Oh. Oh, I made the origin the bottom left.
Wow.
So we counted the X thing correctly, and I guess this needs to be 1 or 2.
Oh.
1. Yeah, definitely 1. Oh, we have an error?
I see it because I'm
on the server.
Yeah. Type null is not some type of string.
Sure. We didn't send a move yet, though.
What's I pressed the arrow key.
Oh.
Sorry, I wanted to see if it moved. I was like,
how did it jump the gun?
Okay, so we've actually got here. Oh, look, last move received. That's good, right?
Yeah, asynchronous error.
Left. That's correct.
Yeah.
So Dartful.
Oh, null is not a subtype of string. That does mean. Remember when I put null in the last move?
No, I don't think it was that.
Oh, because it was when we send.
No, if you go back to the server. Okay, so that says it's line 49. Line 49 is that JSON from. I think it's because GameState raw was null at the very beginning.
Oh.
So now you've got GameState there.
Yeah. So in this case, we would just go with the message state entirely.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Do you want to change that?
Sure do. So this will be
GameState
state raw
is a null.
not equal null.
No, it's got a null type.
String.
It's actually no, it's got a null type.
Type.
Type null.
Oh, weird. When does it? How does it know which one to do?
Because no, this is I don't make it work. It's fine. Okay, right. So game state, right? Yeah, no, that should work. So obviously that we won't get that again because it's now got game state there. But we protect against it for the next time.
Yeah.
It'll be in there. It'll be in GitHub. There you go.
Yeah.
Right.
So also I want to set our Y to be 1 as our default game state.
It's 21, correct? Oh yeah, because
X was right. Just Y. I made the origin the bottom left, so it's easier to think about. And then I forgot about it.
Thought about it, right? Yeah. All right. So.
Never underestimate my ability to outsmart myself.
Okay. Let's. Is it running?
Don't know.
Hey, it's in the
moving.
Okay. No such method. Ah, we got another one. 55.
Okay. Where's that? 55. What do you mean no such method? Oh, it must be because it's on null or something. That'll make sense. Oh, I don't have it up. Line 55. The error is line 55.
Yeah, I'm looking at that going, not with that error. No such method means it can't find the actual square bracket over, which would mean that message state or game state is not a map.
Wait, method plus was called on null. No, it's because...
Oh, it's equals. Oh, no, it moves. No.
Yeah, it's because I put null in the client. So this will be...
well, no, you can just do treat it as...
So if it's null...
Why don't we do this? Why don't we just... do the really janky way. We just do this equals.
Yeah. No, that still won't work.
Yeah. And
no,
then, yeah. It will because then we do this, right? And then we can do like that. 0, right? Like,
yeah. Okay, that'll work.
And then if we really wanted to, we can do this as well. And now. Right? Now we protect against null. It's that simple. Save.
There we go.
There you go.
Just how you draw it up.
It can only go wrong again. Don't worry. Let's see.
What's this?
Restart.
This is the wrong thing. Full stack dart. This is. Oh, actually, we will want that again. Restart. Are you restarting?
I'll restart.
I think that's what I'm doing. Oh, I'm typing the wrong key, like I always do. Okay.
Hey.
Oh my goodness.
We have. Yeah, but it moved.
It moved and errored.
This would be on the. Oh, okay.
Unexpected character.
JSON deco past number.
Oh, so it updated the local state, and then when it communicated with the server, everything went wrong. So 1.
Hey, mate, Maze Manager. Yes. So this is on the client side.
Yeah. Yeah, so the client side would set its local state first and then send it to the server.
Sure, but this means the server is sending what?
Something wrong back. So it looks like on line 32. So in here, well, let's just print event and see what we're getting. But we are at least communicating with the server now, which is very exciting.
The server looks like it's made.
It
Why have we
happy
got
with it?
move 1 and moves 1?
Oh, that's a...
Oh, I see the bug. Do you
Move.
want to bring the server code up?
Yeah. Remember when we guarded against null? Oh, I minimized it.
I know why it said it was null now.
Because it was null.
So it's moves and not move. There you go. Try that.
Okay.
Restart the server.
Restart server, yeah.
So this is where hot reload for the server would come in really handy.
Yeah, if you're just two idiots like us writing a bunch of code that doesn't work. Hot reload is pretty great.
All right,
And
then
restart.
Okay.
Then we go back to the app. Oh, it did a little jitter.
Oh, and it loaded in the right place. So
Yeah.
that's-
We moved. And it jitters again. What?
No, the move 1 will stay in there because it's coming from the server state.
Yeah.
Right?
Wait, so X is a number, Y
unvalid
is a
char-
number, moves, last move.
Unvalid character past
Yeah.
number. What? Past JSON looks like valid.
Oh! There's an event okay? Is that something that Redis
Okay.
sends?
We're gonna just skip that one. If event is okay, return done. this is not.
it's all
we
caps.
need this to work.
It's all caps.
All right. This.
Restart. Load the thing.
All right.
Get focus on the window. Move.
Hey. Okay.
Now, we're going to run another one,
Okay. And then
and it's going to work. Right? There's been nothing that would happen today
nothing
that
that
would suggest
possibly
it
go
wouldn't
wrong.
work.
Yeah. Let's find out.
Except for this, which I guess doesn't get rebuilt because we got rid of all the plugins, so now it doesn't even rebuild that file or something.
Pass.
You present voting.
Raise an issue ticket in the Flutter repo.
Yeah. Oh, I had a stale generated plugin registered file, and it was pretty painful. You might have seen it. It was on the school television show. You were probably riveted. All right.
All right. What?
It's taking a minute.
Oh, you know, is it because you're running from command line? You're building with a different version. That's probably why. Anyway, come on.
All right, we've got two things. You're going to be off the edge so we can see. Here we go. Oh, wow. And the latency to the other side of my laptop is just so good.
So this is all localhost.
But it is going to, yeah, that's why I made the other side of my laptop.
Right.
But it is routing through Redis and being sent back via PubSub, right? I mean, it's the full architecture, robust as it is,
but
just
on your
the
local
machine.
host, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to...
Deploy it.
have we got some time?
Oh, we have time.
Yeah, we're good? Okay.
Give the people what they want. Beta is the keyword that works.
Okay, so that's going to deploy on the server.
Mm-hmm.
Should we leave that doing its magical thing and we'll go to the client and change the host name?
Oh, yeah, we do have to do
We
that.
have to close the client apps and
Yep. So we, the socket URL is going to come from
Cloud Run.
Cloud Run, which is available here.
Like a boss, he named it the same variable, so it was nice and simple, right?
Playing 3D chess over here. This is 3D chess.
All right. Yeah, we
So
need
we'll
to
wait for it to the server should deploy because we tried to talk to it right away. This isn't it.
Are you in the wrong?
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
So that's going to run cloud. That's going to run the cloud build. Run Docker. Do the deploy.
All the things.
All the magic.
If you missed the last 2 episodes, very little of this has probably made sense. You should watch those episodes. But for you, we had an error. What?
Oh.
Okay, the user provided.
Okay, failed to start up. So if you go, so if you get any problems with startup on cloud build,
then
you
we
jump
go
over to cloud run.
The logs. So we're in
Let's go
cloud
back.
run, back, logs,
And hide the status.
hide the status,
And
scroll to where we get an error.
localhost is trying to communicate with.
Goodness gracious.
We changed it on the client.
Yeah.
We didn't change the Redis.
Full stack. Here we are. Yeah. So we just have to do this.
Comment out.
That's all we have to do.
Yeah, that's fine. So I mean, it's pretty good that by default you throw an exception during main and it will just it'll log that out and it will trash it. So at least you know.
Yeah, you could spend a lot of time hunting this down if you didn't know where to look for the logs.
Yeah. I think
Works on my machine.
I think there's it's definitely like from the full stack Dart server stuff I've done, the logging package and literally everything should be logged.
Yeah.
And then again,
Give yourself a breadcrumb.
Yeah, you can
Trail.
any exception you can do the like run zone and capture all exceptions and chuck them out to the log and provide your state and sort of all this kind of stuff. So because I mean you're running a headless like you're running your Dart code headless in the cloud, right? So you've got your only visibility over that is that log.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's like.
And headless, for anyone unfamiliar, means that the server is only talking like API calls. Could be JSON, could be XML, whatever. It's not rendering anything. You're not getting any HTML. The rendering is completely cut off, and your API is just like a data layer.
The UI is like the logs. That is our interaction with the server. I mean, a nice thing you can do, which I've reached out to before, especially when dealing with cloud, is to create compute engine nodes. So there's actually cloud terminal or something like that. You could the cloud service will build you like a nice little terminal into your cloud environment, and then you can run like Docker or whatever commands that you want to do on the inside your cloud environment on the server side if you really need to do that, because it's very slow, as you can see, to redeploy all the time. So that's why you want your local environment to match the server side that it's running. Cool.
So we're talking to Cloud Run is talking to the real Redis instance, and the app is talking to the real Cloud Run instance. And by the transitive property,
it should just work first time. Yeah, sure. So do you want to run it twice?
I think I rebuild. Okay, yep, the timer restarted.
Right,
That's how we need to rebuild. So we move.
Okay, but
Great.
we need to run it again from the command line.
Sure do.
Mind you, the fact that it's moving means it's at least doing the round trip.
Right. And so this will presumably be successful. One thing that we could, I think, at least gesture at, and I think we can probably get there, we can get pretty far just by looking in the Cloud Run UI. We have shot ourselves in the foot about 9 times so far by having the wrong IP address and, deploying with localhost written in and whatnot. We're about to have 2 things here. I was thinking about it. We'll worry about this later. And we mentioned that you shouldn't do that. So what you should do instead is go into your edit and deploy whatchamacallits, and there's variables and secrets right here. And what I would recommend is you can use secrets if it's really precious, then it can come from Secret Manager. That's its own thing.
Yeah, that's a more complicated beast, but
yeah, that's if Gandalf hands it to you and says, keep it secret, keep it safe. But if it's not that, then you can put an environment variable. And what I would recommend for this is we just have Redis host. And of course, what we put on this screen is the production host IP address. And
you could run like multiple environments though. So obviously you can have like a staging environment and production.
That's true. Yeah. You can do those things as well. And so then in our code, where we grab this Redis host stuff, we'd say platform, and we'll have to import Dart.io. Oh, we're already importing Dart.io.
You need to do it. Make it a late final.
Oh yeah. So this might not compile or anything, but it certainly won't be. Okay, sure.
Why not?
Why not late? Or why late?
Because you'll need to do platform environment and run the command to initialize it in main. I think, right? Would it let you let you
I
run
don't know,
from
let's
there?
find out.
Let's find out.
So what we'll write, and actually I don't think we even need to worry about this for real, but oh yeah, so we'll say Redis host is the key that we're trying to pull out of the environment. And then if that's null, then we say localhost. And then you can stop tinkering with all the variables kind of everywhere you try to point it somewhere else. And yeah, we might need to do this.
I think you're probably in this. It hasn't come up in there. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
what you can't do is do that on the Flutter app. There's a thing called .defines, which is a very similar process. When you do .run, you can add --define Redis or server host equals this, and then hey, it's working.
All the way to Cloud Run and back.
And back. That's like another.
There and back again.
There and back again.
A red dot's tail.
Okay.
We did it.
That's it. Right.
Any other thoughts? Go forth and build everything with Dart.
Yeah, I think the key is there's so many cloud services, right? So GCP is just humongous, and it can get pretty intimidating, right? With it, there's so many resources. There's lots of good cloud documentation, and some people from the Dart team have already sort of like made these packages like Google APIs. And they give you like a little Dart class that you can just like connect to and with an API key and do stuff with all those APIs from the server. So it really is just go do.
And show up to Hump Day Q&A on Wednesday mornings or afternoons.
Wednesday mornings for you in
Wednesday morning for
California.
me. Wednesday
and,
afternoons.
5 p.m.
Europe time.
UK time.
And ask questions. And Simon awaits your problems.
Yes.
All right, folks. Well, this has been another one from The Boring Show. Until next time.